What's up, everybody? I'm here with all my friends on Twitch. We're going to be going through the blogs, two blogs. One about compensation that should have came right away. We're going to clown on that a little bit. And one about the blog, which was very war-intense information. Very cool stuff. I was actually very happy when I read this blog. I don't know if it's just because I'm just happy today or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I read it and I was happy at the end. So hopefully you'll watch this and you'll be happy at the end. And I'm going to stop talking because then no one's going to be happy if I keep talking, right? All right, team, before we jump into the blog, let's talk about the further Cosmic Crucible season compensation we're going to be getting. So, the team has heard the feedback that we hated their decision and that their feedback was gross, and they're going to give us more stuff. I might be paraphrasing that first statement, but yeah, I'm paraphrasing that first statement. So they go on to tell us a couple of the reasons why they cannot just roll it back to give everyone kind of a fresh start on season 4. There's going to be some internal issues there. They just can't do it, and they would need to focus on other stuff as well. So I agree that they have other stuff they need to fix, like the login issue they need to fix, the raid key thing. I don't think that is a fixed issue yet. They need to fix that. So there's a lot going on. I'm not saying this is not the high priority. It's not a high priority fix, but it's not the highest. So instead, they're going to give us a bunch of free shit, and that's good. So the team understands the frustrations around this issue and wishes this could be delivered to you as requested. The season will have to continue as is, as this week's results will not be altered in any way. As a sincere apology, and not just telling you that Peggy Carter is going to be farmable, which we already had planned, which is not an apology, bro, but it was a funny little insert. it's like my kid eating all the cookies, and then he's like, we're like mad at him. We're like, hey, dude, you ate all the cookies. Like, what the heck? Like, you're gonna get sick. He's like, yeah, but I pooped. It's like, you pooped in the toilet. Like, yeah, that's good that you pooped in the toilet, but you were supposed to poop in the toilet, bro. But yeah, anyway, so here's what we're going to be getting. 50,000 Crucible credits, 20,000 Elite Crucible credits. Jutsi from the community brought up a good point to me. This is the equivalent of 160 bot shards from the store. So this is not a meaningless amount of credits, which I think is dope. 2 million gold, 25 Quicksilver shards, and then 2 million T2L4 ions. So this is a pretty good compensation package. Pretty happy about that. And the team is working quickly to fix the room bugs in time for week 2. So we will see come Monday if they're fixed. It was such a backlash. I have to imagine these will be fixed. But that's going to be it for our little final talk on the Crucible issues. Let's get into the main blog now. What's up, everybody? It is August 11th, and we're finally doing a blog reaction live. It's been so long, but this blog was so good that I wanted to go through it. Okay, so August 13th, we're getting the Orb Blitz. No surprise there, but this one was a surprise to me. August 14th is the Gwenpool Bliss. Is this something from Beta Ray Bill? Because it's been a hot minute since we've gotten like a new character Blitz. I think this is awesome. I think she's a great character. She's very useful in the Nova trial for the next time it comes around. And in Crucible, just a fantastic team. So I'd strongly recommend going hard on this Blitz. It also happens to fall during the Blitz event, so you get to double dip. All right, so Skinny Boss is telling me, yeah, we voted for this. All right, cool. So you get to double dip. What I'm going to do to make sure I don't steal those, those precious shards from other people is I'm going to try and lose as many matches as possible, because you don't need to win for the current milestone in game. You only need to win for the web milestone. So if I get all my Blitz credits now before this starts, then I can throw all my other fights for just the regular milestones in game. All right, August 16th, Barichara, 1808. Spent campaign power cores again. Come on, man. Rome, 1390. Spend ice away campaign energy and earn allied supply orb fragments. This is never fun. We never know where that's going to come from. Don't worry, the blog's going to get better. We're going to get to it. All right, August 18th, Dark Ages. So this is just Blitz with Black Order. No big deal there. Then we have keep an eye out for inbox messages. Teen Loki to the lead store. Beta Rebuild to the lead store. Agent Venom added to the Arena Orb. And Deathlock added to the Arena credits. I think it's great that they're finally adding Deathlock to the Arena credits. Now that the Biotic Avengers are the worst, I think they timed that really well. All right, Secret Strike. New war season, new war rules. In the previous season of Alliance War, we made significant changes, including the addition of Attempt bonus and Exhausted. Great change. I think this is one of the best changes they ever did. as well as changes to War Energy and Armory and Hangar stat bonuses. We're pleased with the improved flexibility this has given our players, as well as the positive impact that these changes have had on the Alliance War metagame. After receiving feedback from the community, the minimum attempt bonus will be lowered to 0 from 6. This was direct feedback that I gave. Like, direct. And I'm sure others did as well. So now more attempts on a team will lower the efficiency. So in a couple matches, especially if somebody had put Super Skrull on a team or Apocalypse on a team, and people lost to it twice, or they're doing multiple combat cancels, it was poor strategy, first of all, because if you're doing combat cancels, then you're not getting stacks of the exhausted, and like you need to bring in the right team to at least hurt it or at least die. This will make Infestation more valuable. Well, Infestation is very easy to tap, right? Because the second you're not going into big time charge, lots of teams beat them. But what I really like about this is if somebody does a combat cancel more than 2 times, they're playing poor strategy, and you're not being penalized for having a really good team on defense. I've got 4 reports from 4 different people that their alliance lost and they couldn't figure out why, because they had more war defense wins and they finished first. But the problem was a couple of their teams got like 5 wins, but they were combat cancels, the exhaust, so they weren't clearing properly. But even if it wasn't combat cancels, the minimum attempt bonus was still 6, so it's 0 now. Put this into perspective. If you're not doing combat cancels, you should be pulling key abilities that make a follow-up attack a lot easier, or you should be killing members that make a follow-up attack a lot easier, one of those 2 things, and then they lower their stats because they exhausted by 20%. Now, if you lose twice, they lower it by 40%. Now, if you haven't won at that point, you're doing something really wrong. And so, again, now it'll lower it by 60%, then by 80%. And if you can't beat the team when they've lost 80% of their stats, I think you're purposely throwing. Maybe that's an overstatement. If there's been combat cancels, then this will obviously play a factor into this. But I think what it does is it actually gives more value to people's war defense teams, which are already difficult to build with your head. You know what I mean? To decide I'm building a war defensive team is a tough mental thing to do because they're not very fun. You never saw that, Ceci, you liar. So I think this is a good thing. I think it's going to be more interesting. It's going to be much more evident. More defense wins is going to equal more war wins more often. Now, if somebody's losing to the same team more than 5 times, then they're not getting negative points when they win at that point. But I think it's a good change. They need to fix crash when start war attacks. Well, they need to fix crashes and everything. Let's just throw that out there. We've decided to retain those changes in the next season of Alliance War starting August 27th. Yes, August 27th is when the new season is going to start, guys. I'm very excited for this. Like I said in my video when I was going over the changes and talking about my experience on the playtest, nothing felt absurdly hard to beat. There was definitely more value thrown onto Death Seed, Weapon X, and Unlimited with the Mutant Season buffs. Secret Defenders have buffs too. They're going to be an amazing team. They don't need the buffs. They're just going to be an amazing team. So this, I think, is great. I'm very excited for this. I'm excited for Black Order to not be the imposing war dog must-use that they currently are. And I think that's great. Now, we don't know when the Black Order or Thanos rework thing is going to come in. We just don't know. But we're excited for that, obviously. If we could make him part of the meta, if he can come in as maybe just a duo and get immediately empowered or something silly like that, I think that could be a lot of fun. I think about pairing like Thanos and Proxima with the Eternals. So like Thanos is flipping everything, and then Icarus is exploding on them, and then Cersei's going off, and then Thanos is following it up with another rewind, or maybe you bring Ebony Maw so he can reach his ultimate and do a rewind, and if the Eternals can get it in there safer, right? I think that'd be a really cool thing and could bring a lot of value to those characters. Ro is asking, just to make sure I understand, will the 2-tap on Infestation be harmful, or is it more than 2 taps? Excuse my failure to understand. No worries, Zero. So the 2-tap is going to get you the points for clearing the room, which is 1,000 for every room you clear. And if you have to 2-tap it, then you're going to get 8 efficiency points added to that 1,000. So if you 1-shot a room, you get 1,010 points. If you 2-shot a room, you're going to get 1,008 points. If you 3-shot a room, you're going to get 1,006 points, and that's where it used to stop. Now, if you 4-shot a room, you're going to get 1,004 points. If you 5-shot a room, 1,002 points, and if you 6-shot, 1,000. I think I did the math. I think I skipped a step or overdid a step there, but that's what's going to happen. So it's going to help kind of make the efficiency more obvious to people. It's not going to make it more complicated. It's just going to be something that happens, and it's going to be more emphasis on don't do combat cancels. Instead, be prepared to have additional war offense teams, which is a lot more fun. Make sure you have 12 teams at the ready instead of 11, so that if you got to do a follow-up attack, it's going to be a meaningful follow-up attack. You're going to win. You're not going to lose any extra efficiency points. Lean into the benefit of exhaust for war. All right, so the room and trait bonuses, we went over this in the video. We'll quickly go over it. So all rooms are getting 20% stats to attacking war allies. That's always extra 20% to secret defender allies. This is really, really powerful. It's going to be good. Cargo bay, this is a global buff. 10% primary stats to defending war ready allies. Extra 20% to war ready mutant allies. This is where the mutant stuff is coming in. Hangar, adjacent. 15% barrier to defending war allies. Extra 15% bonus to the war ready mutant allies. Med bay is global. Apply 2 regeneration to defending war allies. In this room, mutant allies will gain safeguard. It's not a global effect for mobile, at least that's my understanding. For medbay, sorry. In medbay, mutant allies receive safeguard. This is going to make teams like Death Seed and Unlimited and Weapon X on defense much more imposing. So you might drop some L's there. Like if you go in there, you're facing Weapon X and you go in there with A-Force, you're like, oh, Nico's going to flip. All the defense up will be fine. Not so fast. All right, barracks adjacent. Apply offense up to defending war allies. This is really scary for anyone who has Super Skrull, and they put Super Skrull adjacent to this room. Barracks. And the Super Skrull is especially with offense up turn 1. That's kind of scary, but that's a very niche issue. War ready mutant allies get an additional offense up. This doesn't change too much, but it's cool. Armory adjacent. 20% primary stats to all defending war ready allies, and an extra 20% to bonus war ready. So if you wanted to know the priority, take this out. Definitely, I'm thinking cargo bay because it's global. Armory because your armory is probably going to be, guarding a room like barracks, or rather, barracks is going to be guarding a room like armory. But then taking one out makes the other easier. As far as offense up on enemies, it's definitely impactful for some teams. Like I just made the connection with Super Skrull. But for the most part, the reason war counters work is because you go in with a speed advantage and you're able to cripple the enemy before them having something like offense up matters. Would there be any exceptions to that? Well, any exception would be where you're bringing a team in that takes a hit, but it normally it's prepared to take the hit, whether that be something like Infinity Watch or something like that. Infinity Watch actually, is a really good example of a team that might struggle now that they're going into enemies with offense up on spawn. Our goal is to adjust it to present alliances with new strategic challenges in the alliance war meta and opportunities to steal victory from their opponents. I like it. War completion rewards. Yes, I knew about this, and it was so hard not to tell you guys because you are always talking about T2 L5 ions. So they're going to double it, is my understanding, right? The T2 L5 ions will be twice the amount they are now. I know that is a far cry from what people want, but it's still going to double the speed at which you are getting the majority of your T2 L5. So I think this is a very good change. I'm very excited for this. The next step is we push them to basically whatever the amount of T2 L5 they put in the war bonuses, you put that in the Crucible as well, right? So these are the 2 featured modes of the game. These are the modes where we're actually building our teams for. Raid, we build it because we have to. Arena, we build it because we have to. Crucible and War should be where like the newest resource is at, right? So we should have T2 L5 ions in both of those modes. And if we had that, it seems like a medium amount. What is it? It's going to be like 200k now per war. Well, if we had 200k per war and 200k per win, like per trial and Crucible, not like for the week, but you know how there's 3 Crucible matches in a week, every single match. So 200k times 3, 600k a week is what I'm trying to say we should get from Crucible. All right, TVA Agent Week 3. These are just the events coming. No charts there yet, I don't think, which makes sense. I know that they're coming. They're just working on the math on it. Hey, I'd rather them take their time to work the math out than us get some wrong information. And you can bet that me and Scotty will tackle all these events for you guys and do the math for you when it's about to go live. We do wait now until we see whatever their free claims are, whatever calendars come out. We're waiting for all that so there's not a half-done picture. Jarvis. I think Jarvis is really cool. I think it's going to be really bad, though. So a new feature mentioned in 7.3 release notes will be activated on August 16th, so it's coming up. Where available, players can check Jarvis in-game for recommended team composition and suggestions for ISO 8 classes and T4 ability material priorities. It's important to remember that Jarvis is programmed to provide you with guidance. These recommendations should not be mistaken for requirements. So, why is this really good? This is really good because the very initiated players here are going to quickly choose their ISO. They're going to quickly put their T4s on. And that's going to help the rest of the player base kind of see the recommendations. Where this becomes a problem is with reworks. So, imagine there was a rework. What's a good example of this? Well, Strange, not really. No one's going to change him. Actually, you know what? Sure, Strange. Because Strange will be really good for new players, but really bad for us. At least that's the way we're all seeing it. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. Most of us probably have Skirmisher on Strange for his Winds of Batum. But maybe now, and he's not, but maybe now with the rework, Strange is actually better as a Raider. But because none of us will be too quickly to change it until the whole team is out, or maybe until he's proven to be useful, new players that unlock Strange, they see he's part of the new team, they start investing in him right away, maybe they make him a Skirmisher. So they waste those resources because Jarvis thinks we all like Skirmisher, but in reality, we're all just waiting to change him to Raider. And same with T4s, like, so there was a bunch of T4s that were not good on A-Force before, I believe. I could be wrong. Basically, a lot of what used to be in the A-Force passive T4s, they put into level 4, level 3, and then they added the new line where it was like, they added a new line that was basically said, like, with A-Force, first of all, heal for a ridiculous amount of life, plus give deflect, give immunity, give whatever. And they put one of those traits on each of them, right? Well, now those are really good. But if someone goes in and they see that the majority of people didn't put T4s on those for whatever reason, they might think they're not great. When in reality, again, we're all just kind of waiting to put it on there. The Raider push for AA before we knew, yes, that's a great idea, Anti-Valor. So, a great point, rather. We all thought that Archangel was a no-brainer to be Raider because his ISO attack was nowhere near as impactful as Morgan's or as Red Hulk's. Morgan or... Was it just Morgan? Was nowhere as impactful as just on Morgan, right? Rogue was a skirmisher, Red Hulk was a Raider, Morgan was a striker. I guess it was also Apocalypse. We figured was going to be a striker too. But we kind of figured that the 4 Horsemen with Apocalypse was going to be a team. But it wasn't because Kang was brought into the game. And so Archangel was the first one out because he doesn't bring anything but a turn meter rewind. But if you have the turn advantage because you brought Kang, Archangel never gets a turn because he's so squishy. So he brings nothing. On his team, especially in Crucible and in War, him having the Striker ISO attack helps him in a lot of matches, especially against a team like Young Avengers, where he needs to kill through Deathproof. So that would have been an occurrence where a lot of us put Raider on him, but he just turned out better as a Striker. But now, like, everyone has both Raider and Striker, and that's going to be conflicting information in the Jarvis system. So that would be a shortcoming. It would be like, it won't be a one-off. There are going to be more of those, but hopefully it just won't be that often, I guess. On the whole, I think the Jarvis is going to be good for the game, though, so excited about that. The Black Cat Trials. Okay, get ready to steal from your opponents and steal the top rank of Arena with Black Cat. The Black Cat Trials start on August 29th. You better believe I'm going to be streaming from August 29th at 2 p.m. until August 30th at 2 p.m. or something crazy like that. To unlock her, you will need to score a minimum of 500,000 or 425,000 and qualify for the leaderboards, which require a minimum of 400,000. I hate minimums. I really, really hate minimums. You will need to utilize the Nowhere and Sinister 6 teams on nodes 2, 6, and 10 when attempting difficulty 5 and above. All the node requirements are in the chart below. Hello? Where's the chart below? We do have the chart right now. The blog is still being updated at the time of recording this, but I'm going to be doing an entire video on these restrictions because I have a lot of thoughts here. I think they're pretty cool. Spoiler alert, they're going to be pretty cool. I'm not going to tell you what they are. Go check out the other video. And the characters used in there, there's some interesting overlaps on the sections. We have a prep node on node 1 again. I'm pretty interested in that. All right, Mojo's Mayhem's Pass. Mojo Mayhem Pass will begin on August 14th. Featuring Kang and Emma. Why are you putting Emma Frost in there? Take that itch out, okay? Take her out. Take her out. She's a bad guy. Just put Kang in there. He's a good bad guy. I think it's cool they keep putting Kang in passes. Look, people need Kang. He is a Dark Dimension level character. They're clearly not going to make him farmable for a long time. But what is this, the third pass he's been involved in? I just hope that they put in more of him on the free-to-play side of it, which they're not. Emma's going to be on the free-to-play side. Kang will be on the premium side. But I hope that after these, like, 3 passes where you get a little bit of him in the free side, that people are starting to unlock him or starting to get him to at least 4 stars. Because literally every star, whether it be red or yellow upgrade you get on Kang, changes how he performs. He scales that crazily. He's that influential in your matches. And so I hope more people get him faster. I already have both of these characters at 7 stars. I'll be passing on this RTA pass, even though it's got nice gear in there. I don't care. Free claims. Further your progress in the TVA Agent Month-long event with these temp pads. Power Miss Marvel Hardlight with shards. And push further into Blitz with these free daily claim that's available until August 12th. So we get 6,600 temp pads, 5 Miss Marvel shards. Remember, she's only a 45 shard unlock. So if you got a bunch of cores, you can probably unlock her free to play. If you probably only have to open up 5-6 orbs, it's still about 3,000 cores or so. That's still a lot. And 100 Blitz charges, which is defeat into the Blitz event. Okay, just a quick note on that. Miss Marvel is going to be a great character on the playtest, which doesn't really tell us much, but it tells us a little bit. My 3 red, 3 yellow Miss Marvel was surviving the ultimate from Apocalypse, getting her taunt, and then eating the empowered punch, which would kill her. So you don't need her super big to do that. However, for you blubbery boys out there, if you go hard on Miss Marvel Hardlight, she not only will eat the ultimate from Apocalypse, she will nom 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 that empowered punch, not die, and heal up very quickly. And make sure, if you're going to go hard on Miss Marvel Hardlight, you use Amazon coins and use my code so they know that I sent you, so that they want to partner up again a later date. We're going to do a some sort of opening event for Miss Marvel. Should be on the channel either today or tomorrow. But that's going to be it for this blog talk. This went way longer than I thought it would. We settled on war quite a bit. This is a great blog. We got a great video coming out in the Black Cat Trials later, and probably a very frustrating video on Red Star Orb opening for Miss Marvel. So check it all out, and if you don't, have a great weekend. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.